Well, the 2 million minutes of global examination, the first film, was a diagnosis of the situation that clearly showed, I think, to any person with common sense and without an axe to grind, that our kids are behind. I then spent a couple of years looking for what is the right model for American education in the 21st century. It has to have a much higher curriculum standard, and my argument is I don't see how our children studying at this level can compete with 200 million Chinese kids studying at this level and 200 million Indian kids studying at this level. That's not how we compete athletically. You know, to go to the Olympics and win gold, you have to compete at the global standard. So I was looking for schools that offered a curriculum at the global standard, and I honestly had started to worry that maybe Americans can't compete. And then I found a school it's a charter school in one of the poorest counties in the country, in Tucson, Arizona, the Basis School, that was ranked #1 in Newsweek in 2008, and its curriculum is actually slightly above the global standard. So by their senior year in high school, they're doing differential equations and game theory. It's based on primarily on the AP curriculum, and it has all the intellectual content and high cognitive skills of Indian and Chinese schools, but it has all the creativity, the interaction, the innovation, the critical thinking that is characterized by the best American classroom. And so I found this school and made a film about it. And essentially what the film says is that American kids can compete with the rest of the world. We just haven't asked them to step up to that level of competition. I would say from making the film 2 million minutes, the 21st century solution, two things leap out of my mind. One is, and this is, the school is in Tucson. Tucson is not a wealthy community. The first lesson I learned is income level has no bearing on your ability to learn at a global standard. The kids in these schools come from middle and low income families, some very low income families, below poverty level, and yet they're able to learn by the time they're 16, 17 to do AP calculus, differential equations, AP English literature. So American kids are smart. They can do it. The second thing I learned was the difference is the teacher in the classroom. Every teacher at Basis has a bachelor's and master's in their discipline. So if you're teaching physics, you have a bachelor's and master's in physics first. Second, you have a love for children and want to teach. Third, the Basis staff takes you through a program that teaches you to be an effective classroom teacher. But it starts with your passion for physics. So I sat in on the physics class, for example, and I didn't do well in physics. I didn't have a very good teacher. In fact, my teacher was an education major who took 24 credit hours of science and had never taken a physics class, was one chapter ahead of us. Sitting in this room in Basis, being taught physics by a young man in his 30s with a master's in physics and a passion for education, a passion to teach, and a passion for children, I was excited. My camera crew said, we've got to go to the next room. I said, well, he's about to solve the problem. I've got to wait. I've got to wait. So the two things, American kids can achieve at a world standard, and the classroom teacher should be a master in his or her discipline.